Alrighty here.
Really? Yeah, so the bot laner now.
Yep. It's a good color here. Let me just do this color for... I'm gonna do a new one for... I'll be right back. Okay.
I'm actually considering getting Soraka. What do you think? Is she hard or easy?
Very easy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow, she's only 450 blue. Ooh. Oh,
Oh.
no, the banana, that's with the Earth Tsunami
Mm-hmm.
skin.
Okay, so these aren't going to be necessarily issues. They're going to be
She has a pajama garden
things
and
that
a
need to
star
be
party.
done. Things that need to be done for the merge to be finished. Because there's a few animations that won't be compatible. They'll have to be recreated. Yeah. Okay. I guess it technically is a bug.
I have a mighty need.
Oh, yes. Go ahead. What?
I'll wait.
Alright, ready to reload animations.
Oh, I was gonna stream. Try to. But I'm doing PST.
Oh. So we may not need to... We may not need to recreate it. I might be able to merge from another pack. But the animations in-house currently... they won't be compatible. I'm gonna submit that. Okay. Redo reload. We're gonna do redo equip. We're gonna combine these and do equip and equip. We're gonna stick with that for now. We're gonna work on the reload, just somewhere in here. Reload. There it is. Oh, and it's in, yep, there we go. Okay, so we go through, so right now, we're just doing a delay and then reloading the weapon, but we want to be playing animation. So we're gonna wanna put animation for that. I'll pull this up here once we get it. I think we're gonna use content from this pack here. So I think, I'm not sure, but I think ALS version 4 actually uses some of the animations, or at least they're really close. So we'll find out here. So we'll wait for that to install there. Make a folder called custom animations. Then we're gonna, nope, not there. I'll make one called rifle. So we're only worried about rifle animations right now. We're gonna want in place, because the way ALS does this is by layering it. I'm still kind of trying to figuring out how ALS handles kind of all this stuff. So we're gonna search for reload, and we're just gonna go with the base reload for now. So that should be alright there. That's some weird stuff with the shoulders though. That should be okay. We'll wait for this to compile the shaders even though we don't really need them to. Hey. If we look in here under layered blending, there's by parts you see different additive types. Local space works best in the arms if the motion respects the rotation of the spine. So I think what we probably want is overriding on the spine level. Because I think that includes this down here. So you basically want it from kind of his stomach area up, because he does have some turning here that we want to do. So let's duplicate and retarget. This is a compatible skeleton, which is awesome. We want to change the folder, of course. And we're putting this in custom animations rifle. We'll rename this with an ALS underscore on it, just so we don't get confused with the marketplace pack. It'll make it a little bit easier to reference it in blueprints too. I'll retarget that. That doesn't work at all, does it? Wow, that's way off. What on earth? Yeah, yikes, that's really bad. This is why I'm not an animator. We may just have to come back to the whole animating thing and just get it to where it actually just works kind of in place. So reloading should work. Crouching should be fine. Changing weapon is one that we want. I think that one was one that was potentially not working. Come in here, we check if we can change the weapon. I call it change weapon, alright.
This is why I can't listen to music and play TFT. I goofed.
So this needs to be changed out. Alright. So here is what we're going to do. First gonna fix the we're gonna fix the camera on here. And we're gonna reference So basically what needs to happen is this tag needs to go away. Then so we wanted to use this camera right here. It's kind of the static camera. That might work as is, but let's test it. Okay. Looks like that might work as is. We are going to move this a little bit, play around with this a little bit. So we want to be looking over the shoulder here. All right. That's not bad. Maybe we should move it a little closer though. So we want this kind of slightly above his shoulder, probably on his neck area-ish. Actually, technically what we could do is actually zero that out. And let's move the spring arm just so the rotation doesn't look weird. Just for testing, let's half that. Probably, well, no, that's too close, I can already tell. Let's do 200 for now. Let's just move this over a little bit. We did 30 before, and I think that looked pretty okay. And we'll do 40, and we'll do 80, just so we're kind of over the shoulder there. We're gonna hard code this for now, but we're actually gonna make a camera switch that will basically move this to the other side for the players that would prefer to have it going over the left. Also for certain situations, like if you're going around a corner and something like that, sometimes it makes more sense to look on your left shoulder than your right shoulder. Stuff like that. So let's test that and see how that looks. Okay, so yeah, so we're a little closer to the guy now. We do snap around here too, which is kind of nice. So, okay, our reload works finally. Our runs look pretty good. So we're going to have to fix a lot of these. You guys can kind of see that there's some warnings. ALS is not quite designed for multiplayer, which is kind of the fun and challenge that we have is to make a really awesome system work for our multiplayer situations. Um, I am following a repo currently that has replicated quite a large amount of the pack over, so I'm pretty happy with that. It looks pretty good, and most of the important things are moved over. I think there's a few things like foot locking and stuff. It's not quite moved over, but that's okay. Okay, this camera looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and add a switch here, just kind of while we're on the subject. Let's make sure in our project settings though we have a switch camera method. I'm trying to find input. There we go. Okay. Let's expand these all first. Okay, so currently change fire mode to C. Alright. I just want to go through here and get a kind of an inventory for what key bindings we currently have. Because Couch is currently on Alt, which is very awkward. Lean right and lean left. Tip grenade. Okay, show inputs. So access mappings won't matter. So let's move our stanch action back to left control. It should be okay. That shouldn't change anything, to be honest. Or change firing mode to C. I feel like there's a better. I feel like there's a better key that we could use for that. V is melee attack. Melee attack kind of makes more sense than the middle mouse button. I know some people actually prefer V. Maybe for now we make maybe for now we'll do change camera as Z. Well, we could do fire mode for that too. Let's do that. It kind of makes more sense to have the camera switching on C. Yeah, I like that better. Alright, we're going to add. We're going to call this change camera action. We're going to bind that to C for now. There's a special trick, I can't remember what it is. There's actually a trick to make it just pull up keyboard. Okay, so we have our change keyboard action now. Let's go back into base character, event graph. I don't think we have anything in here regarding camera yet, so we'll go up here into actions, and we'll call change camera action. So we notice that our spring arm is what we're going to want to move. And when we move it to the left, we're going to want this to be, I guess I can stay the same. Yeah, no, sorry. Okay, so 80 can stay the same because that's our up and down. Well, we're going to want to change that to a negative 40 to move it over here. And then when we move it to the right, we're going to want to make it a positive 40. So we're going to assume that it's always going to be on the right by default, and we're going to do a flip-flop method in here. So we're going to go to event graph, and we're going to say flip-flop. And Prest is going to do that, and Race is going to do that. So this flip-flop method in Unreal Engine is it will start on the A, and it will save its state, and when it's called again, it will start on the B, save its state, and then when called again A, it'll flip-flop back and forth here, so that will work really well for us. So we want to actually get the spring arm. That's what we're wanting to manipulate here. And we're going to want to manipulate the transform of this. We're specifically going to want to set, if I can spell, we're going to want to set the transform. This is where we're going to get a little bit weird here. We're going to want to set the relative transform. The relative transform right here, because we want it to be negative 40 within the context of our mesh, which I believe is what this is parented to. No. Okay, so it will be based on a capsule component, which is just as good. So we're gonna want to come in here, and we're gonna want to say make a new transform. No. There we go. We're gonna make a transform. Actually, here's a better way to do this. We're going to come over here into variables, make a new variable, and we're going to call this camera right shoulder position. We're going to add this into a camera. Say camera. This is going to be the camera manager category. And this is going to be transform. We want another variable. And this one's going to be camera left shoulder position. And this is also going to be in our camera manager. So let's go back to our spring arm. We want to note the scale here because the transform will do scale. The rotation is going to be 0. And for the right, we want 40, 80. And for the left, we want negative 40, 80. So for right, we're going to open this up. Scale is already set to 111. Z is going to be 80. Location is going to be 40. That's for the right shoulder. Save that. And for the left shoulder, we want negative 40. And we want 80. And same thing, scale is all set to 1. We're going to want 2 calls to this. What do we teleport this is? Okay, so spring arms don't have physics, so that won't apply to us. I guess have the spring arm in both situations. Set that one like that. Actually, we're gonna make this we're gonna clean this up a little bit because clean code is important. So we want to move. So if we're on the default right, we want to move left when we activate it the first time, like so. And if we activate it again, let's try plugging things in where they actually belong. Nope, not the left. We want the right camera position. That should be all there is to it. Well, let's give it a test. So we have it on C. Let's hit play here. Okay, so we're on right by default. We're gonna hit C. That's oh, that's special. So if we press and hold it, it goes over here. If we release it, it goes back. I bet there's actually something interfering in ALS. That would be my guess. Although there really shouldn't be. Let's check though. Oh, nope, I know exactly what it is. I plugged pressed and released in here at the same time. We just want pressed. We don't want to call this unreleased. That's kind of a cool feature though. So if you want to make it a temporary one, you can hold it. Temporarily move it over. Maybe we'll play around with that. All right, let's try this again. Alright, so we're on right. If we hit left, we go left. I know that looks like it's way far away. It's just how the animation works, kind of works. But yeah, that should work. Yeah, I think that's even. So we're on the left shoulder right now, then we'll switch to the right shoulder. So see situations like this, and then if we're coming around from this angle, people have like that. So we got our vaulting. It's one of the really cool things that I like about this system. There's a dynamic vaulting method, so none of this had to actually be. Whoa, that's really weird. None of this had to be finished. This just comes part of the new ALS version 4 system. So we can even just grab a hold like that. Oh, we can also test that we hit control. Yep, we crouch now. Double tapping control rolls. We're actually gonna change that. That's how ALS has it by default. But one of these streams we're gonna move that to double tapping the keys, which I know some people don't like. So we'll actually give the player the option. I personally, as a player, prefer double tapping a key. But we'll actually set it so the player has the option to either double tap their crouch key. Whoa, oh, that's a bug we have to fix too. we'll fix it so that they can either double tap their couch key, or they can double tap the WASD key. So it already works for double tapping crouch, but we'll add further support to switch to. Excuse me. We'll add further support to add double tapping the key. Okay, so that's working great. Let's test some So we have a bunch of really cool whatchamacallit, we have a bunch of really cool states already kind of set up for us by version 4 of ALS. It's awesome. I am not an animator by any stretch of the imagination, so it is pretty nice to be able to just have kind of this setup to already play with. Okay. So let's look at some of the warnings that we had here. Start kind of making progress on that. This we already know we had to. It's trying to call the reload animation. Let's go ahead and fix that in the bots and the AIs real quick. Otherwise, the AIs are just gonna kind of be out of luck when they have to reload. The sky is shining fall. What's it under? I think it's under blueprint. Yeah, blueprints, AI pawns. We want player AI. We want the. Oh no, I'm sorry. We want the base AI. There we go. So AI don't have to push a key. Obviously, they just have this AI reload function. Once again, so this is what's bugging out for us right now. We don't have the correct rifle montage because this was for the mesh before. And obviously we don't have that right now. So what we're going to do is just temporarily, just to kind of get this system working for now, we're going to just add this 1.6 second delay. That's how long this animation is initially. And it's a pretty comfortable wait time for animation, or for reloading rather. So we're gonna hook that up like that, just temporarily for now, and we're still gonna leave this in here. So just to make it easier for when we come back and fix it. I'm gonna save that. So that's for AI there. Let's change the equipping methods here. This might actually not work. Let's run a dedicated server and find out. My concern is that if we run a dedicated server, that because the aiming call isn't called on the server, that we might not be replicating properly, but let's find out. Oh, that's already really weird. So we have to kind of fix that a little bit. Whoa, that's special. Okay, so aiming is working. That's good. What about rolling's also working. Or not. So it works correctly. Doesn't seem to work correctly on a dedicated server here. Let's see if mantling works correctly. I doubt it if there's a, wow, yeah, wow. That's pretty special. So funny enough, mantling works okay. So it looks like the rotation's not quite doing what we want it to. That's honestly pretty great. Let's keep running a dedicated server. I want to see if this happens in single player. Hello. We are debugging all the things and finding lots of fun problems. Like, you can't roll if you're not the server. I suspect that is because here we go. Here's movement input for camera input. So this is happening on the server, which is okay. Assuming we're the owning client. Or if we're just not calling it correctly. This is replicating, which is kind of interesting. Here's where the roll happens. So we have a roll event. So much. So I think the rolls were happening, but they weren't. But our position is not working here. Well, it kind of is. That's weird. It's kind of choppy, which is odd. Huh. Yeah, the sprintings. Sprinting's seen better days. I bet this is just really wonky, which is why it's breaking. Hmm. Or this still breaks with like a host client situation. Huh. Okay, so interesting enough, it appears like the problem is only happening on dedicated servers. That's kind of... That's not a terrible thing because starting off with this game, that's actually what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing one person hosts, everybody else kind of connects. Um, the main attrition game modes though are going to require and utilize um, some dedicated servers. Yeah, even Ragdoll is replicating too. well, the bug is replicating those. Okay, so it doesn't happen on dedicated servers. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I don't know enough about the Unreal networking to kind of understand that why. I suspect that in a hosting client in a peer-to-peer situation, I suspect that the clients have some autonomy. Um, but technically speaking, it should still function the same way. Yeah, that's one bug we have to kind of fix here. Um, I have it set that when you shoot, it goes into the aiming. And you can obviously right click when you're aiming. But if you hold right click and then shoot and you hit the reload, he'll lower his gun, reload it, but not go back into the aiming stance. Well, honestly, that might be okay though, because it kind of doesn't make sense because a reload animation at that point a reload animation would play, and you wouldn't snap back into the aiming, so it would require a I'm gonna think about that. That's kind of like a gameplay thing. That's not necessarily a bug. I'm gonna have to test out though. Let's check the official issues. See if this is reported on the repo. One second while I pull that up. So this is the repo that we're using, ALS replicated. And we have 4 issues. Ragdoll jump and movement problem. So I know about the foot locking one. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so he is experiencing a sprinting problem that we were seeing. Oh, that's interesting too. Oh, that was off of a dedicated server. So this is on a dedicated server. So it seems to be related somewhat to using dedicated servers. Do, 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 do. Hmm. Oops, did I just close the entire repo thing? I did, didn't I? Shoot. One moment. This guys have a video for it. Huh. Jumping animation not replicating on client. I know this issue as well. Resolved by the following pattern used. Only the replicated graph running the jump logic of the client replicating the server the multicast. Do 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 do. Let's make sure that our code has those improvements. Clear input graph. Actually, we want the replication graph. I think it was saying. Our this issue is always resolved by using find the pattern used by similar functionality in the replication graph. Yeah. Overlay state. So we have event.jump parent jumped server on jumped. It seems to be wrong though from what they're saying. Because this is supposed to be client on jumped. We don't have a client on jumped. This kind of seems like the same thing though. I don't think this is actually the issue we were seeing. Yeah, I can't seem to replicate it locally, but on... But, yeah, definitely on, uncaching factor BP underscore salt class. Hmm. It's just on the server one too. Or maybe it's on this one too, but we can't see the logs for this one. Yeah, seems to be working okay on the... That seems to be alright. This may be one of those things where to test it completely, we're gonna have to like actually hook it up to like Steam and stuff and yeah, that's really odd. I don't know why that does that. Kinda curious to see how it let's just change that menu real quick. Do 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 do. No, it's not that one. Yeah. Oh, it's a little bit better. Do 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 do. Ah, dang it. Shortcut. Let's pause the music here while we're testing this. It's a little loud. Ha! Seamless travel, right. Okay, we need to actually test in standalone game mode. It's because the server travel and stuff isn't quite supported in Play Editor. Off. my goodness. They were all on me. There we go. Rifle's more my style. Being able to mantle gives you a really good advantage over some certain situation. Like, this is a great spot, if I do say so myself. You know, the fact that you lower the gun Actually, it's kind of growing on me. Because you raise it initially, then you fire, and your character kind of breaks. So it's kind of grown on me, actually. It does look kind of nice. Alright, we'll play one more of these. I think we're going to call it for there. I actually have some pretty cool ideas for CTF for how we're going to handle that. We're not going to do a CTF for right now, though. I think we'll test a rush. Ooh. How chaotic do we want to make this? Let's make this like really, really chaotic. Let's do that. Let's still do rifle. Oh my. Alright, here we go. So we're defending first. Oh, there we go. We burned through the attackers already. Alright, rush is a little ridiculous. It's a little bit bigger of a map here. We have a vehicle testing level here that will be a little bit better suited for this. Maybe. We might have a vehicle test level. Oh, never mind. We're dead in a horrible crash. Yeah, there he goes. Alright. Let's try this one more time. So it's a little bit unbalanced. Make it a little bit harder on us. how we do it up in here. Oh. Alright, I think that's gonna do it for the stream for now. We did a little bit of integration there. It's looking pretty good. Hello. Um, and we did a little merging here and there. Still a few bugs we have to work through with replication and stuff. Probably our next stream we'll probably start testing it through actually like Steam through Steam multiplayer. I'll set up like a secondary computer and we'll test it through Steam to see if it truly is related to dedicated servers and it's not going to happen over peer-to-peer or if it actually will have some problems over peer-to-peer. So yep, that's going to do it for now.